So tomorrow we will see about the Java 8 feature. So today we will see these three things actually here clearly. Okay. So what is this sorting and what is comparator, comparable and all these things. Okay. So first of all, sorting. So you know what is meaning of the sorting actually. So sorting means whenever you want to sort the data, then you need the sorting actually, correct? So for example, you are having numbers called some random numbers. So let me open some random number like 7, 4, 3, 9, something kind of thing. Okay, so now you want to sort the number. So what is the sorting number here? So 3, 4, 7, 9. Okay, this is the sorting for this number. So now if I want to do the sorting for this number, how are we going to do? For example, we have a list. Okay, so in that list I have this type of things. So in that scenario, how we can able to handle the scenario is the question actually here. Okay, which means which is nothing but the sorting actually here. Okay, so one second guys, let me enable reactions, all these things. Okay, yeah, so whenever you want to ask any questions, as usual you can ask here. I don't know where I kept my mobile, so mostly try to ask your questions here. In case if you want to ask, you can unmute yourself. I gave the permission to you all, and you can ask your questions also. Okay, fine. So now we are going to see the concept of sorting. So sorting, as you people know, arranging the data in the proper format, like in the sorting ascending order, descending order. Okay, so first we will see very simple thing, then from there we will see the dynamic one actually here. Okay, so now let me create a one more list actually here. So I am creating a list sample 2. Okay, this is another class which we did on the day, right? So now we are creating another class. So here let me remove everything, and I am keeping this data, correct? So now let me remove this index and all. Now what is the answer for this sorting? So 1, 2, then 3, 4, 43, and then 4233. Okay, so this is the sorting solution. Now how can we able to do this one? So for this one we have a default method called collections. So this collections, as you can see here, it is coming from the java.util. Okay, so you have to understand this one. So collections dot, there is a method called sorting. Okay, so here you need to pass the object of the list, so which is nothing but in our case it is list object. So now what will happen? It will sort the data. It will sort the data. Okay, so this is what the concept of this sorting actually here. Okay, so now let me show you the output. System dot. Okay, so here I'm just giving the list object. So let me run the program. Can you see this one, right? So now it is 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 43 and 1, 3, 4. Okay, so this is how it works. So whenever you want to okay, whenever you want to perform the sorting, you don't need to do anything here. Just by calling the collection.sort, you can able to get the data will be sorted. This is one of the main interview question in Java. So you don't need to do anything actually here. Okay, so just by executing this sorting method, this will enable the sorting in your application. Okay, so let me run the program one more time. As you can see here, so the sorting will happen actually here. Okay, fine. So now the next scenario is in case if I am having a string, then what will happen? So let me show you for that also. So I'm just copy paste here, and list I will mention str. Okay, so here I will mention some random string I am adding, but make sure as it is string, I need to mention the string here, because I am going to store the string actually here. Okay, so let me remove everything, and I will keep this one as usual sort here, and here also I will make this as sort actually here. Okay, so here I am mentioning dot as usual I want to add some random string. Okay, so some random string I want to add. So it's all your wish, so how you want to add. Okay, so now as usual here I am mentioning collection.sort method which will perform the sorting, and this is out, which is it will print the data in the sorting format. Now let me run the program. As you can see here, by default this is the output of sorting after we perform the sorting. Okay, so now you may have asked question like what will be the output before sorting. Yes, that is also possible. I will add some println here. This will happen before sorting actually here. So I can say before sorting. Okay, so if I run the program, as you can see here, this is before sorting, which means whatever the way I store the data, right, it will be visible. Now after calling this sorting, it will sort the data and we will get this output actually here. Okay, so this is what the sorting method. This we will use frequently in the applications when you want to perform the sorting. For example, you are having a 10 people Aadhaar number. Okay, just an example. So you are having a 10 people Aadhaar's number, you want to sort the people based on the Aadhaar number. Then what you can provide, you can use this sorting method to perform the sorting based on the Aadhaar number. Okay, so this is what about the sorting concept, which is used in most of the collections in Java. And one more thing, this collection.sort will work only with the data type of Java. For example, this integer, this string, as well as long, double, float, like this only with the Java data type. What will happen if I am using a custom data type? Okay, so let's go for the custom data type. What is the custom data type? So in the previous session we just saw about the concept called Pojo class. Let's see how we can able to use this one. So here I am going to use this concept, which is this Pojo class. Okay, here what I am doing is I am going to create a one class called city. Okay, inside the collection I am going to create a one Pojo class called city. Okay, so inside the city I am going to mention one integer id and then string name. Okay, so you know what are all the things we are doing in Pojo. So now right click, refactor, sorry, generate, and I can go getter setter and I will do this one, that's it. Okay, so I have a variable, so each variable will have a two methods. So I have two variable, totally four methods I am having. I hope you guys are understood this getter setter. So if not, maybe you can refer the previous video one more time, you will understand. Okay, so this concept is very important. As I told you, this getter setter, this we will use till the last session of this course actually, because this we will use in Spring Boot also frequently. Okay, so now back to this city class which I created. Now I am going to add the city as the data type of list, which means, let me remove everything here. I am having array list actually here. Okay, so inside the array list I am going to mention city. So this city I am going to use the data type of this array list. Okay, so let me add a thing here. City is the data type of array list. Okay, so is it understandable? So now what will happen, whatever the data that I am going to add it to the array list, that should be based on the city. So if you can remember the previous example, we were using the integer. What it means, we need to add the integer, correct? So here we are mentioning a string. What it means is we need to add the string. So whenever I am using a city, it means that I need to use the city object, which means I need to mention the city here. So C1 equal to new city. Okay, so this is how I need to create. I created one object called C1, and here I need to mention the data. So C1 dot, you know how to set the data, right? Set id as a 1, you can set anything. So C1 dot set name, some random name. Okay, so this is, I have created a city. Like this I will create a two more cities actually. So second city, third city. So the name of the city, the name of the object, it's all your wish actually here. Okay, so here I will mention C2 and I will mention C3. Okay, so this one I will mention as 2. Here I will mention some random number. Here I will mention 3 here, and I will mention the random thing actually. Okay, so now I have a okay, C2 will come and C3 will come. Okay, so city C1 and city C2 and city C3, which means I have 3 cities. But how can we add these 3 cities to my array list? So that is where this concept will come, which is list object dot add, which is C1. Now we are adding the city object to my list. Okay, is it understandable? So here I will add this one. So adding the city object to list. So like this I can add two more cities also. So I can say city 2, city 3, everything I am adding actually here. So I have a city 1, city 2, city 3 and all these things. Okay, is it understandable? Now the last step is, if I want to see the data, how can I able to see the data? As usual, you people know we can use for loop actually here. So for, so previously we were using if it is integer data type of list, then I need to mention the int here, correct? But when it comes to city object, data type of the list is city, correct? So here I need to mention the city, and the data type, the object is C, you can have anything. So colon, what is the object? List object. Okay, so I need to mention the list object, that's it. Okay, so this is how you need to loop through the data. So now the last step is you need to get the data. This is as usual simple only. So what you need to do, you need to mention C is the object dot get ID, which will give you the ID, and then I need to mention C dot get name, which will help you to get the name actually here. That's it. Okay, so this is how you need to work. Is it understandable, guys? So I have a array list and I have a 3 different objects. So each object will be added into the city, and we are using a for loop actually here. Yeah, thank you all also. Yes, yeah. Others, anybody having any doubts? Okay, so now the last thing is, let me run the program. You can see this data is getting printed properly. So let me run the program. Yes, now as you can see here, this is the way that I have stored the data, so it is printing actually. Let me do one more scenario. I am going to rearrange the things purposefully, which means the 3 will come into the first index, and then other things will happen. So here what will happen, if I run the program, yes, so 3 1 2, which is proper actually here. Okay, so this is how the list will work. Now what I am expecting is the next step. I want to perform the sorting. Okay, so sorting means it has to be in the 1 2 3 format, or the name should be in the proper format. Okay, either one. Okay, so that scenario, what I can able to do, as usual, we can use collection.sort. Okay, so if I use collection.sort, you can see I am having a list object, correct? So in that scenario, you can clearly understand it is throwing the error. What is the reason behind the error is because Java does not know how to sort the data. If you see the previous example, Java knows how to perform the sorting with the integer, because Java knows integer, so 1 2 3 is the sorting format. When it comes to string, Java knows the data type of the string, so accordingly it just works. But when it comes to this city, Java does not know what is the data type of the city, so only it is throwing the error, which means it does not know how to perform the sorting. Okay, is it understandable still now? Because the question is very important here. The reason behind the error is, okay, so they, okay, thank you. So yeah, others, anybody, can you put thumbs up? I think one people said okay. If you can able to said okay, then it would be good. Okay, so here we are just telling the error is because Java does not know how to perform the sorting actually here. Okay, so because of that, we are telling we are going to implement one concept. Okay, what is the concept? So here I am adding some maybe I will add some notes here. Java does not know how to sort the city data type. Okay, city data type of list, so it throws the error. So it throws the error. Is it understandable? Okay, so now what we need to do is, the solution is we need to tell Java how to perform the sorting. Understandable, right? So because previously Java knows how to perform the integer and the string, but in this scenario Java does not know how to perform the sorting. So here what I can do, so I can create a one class. Okay, so below this class, right, below this class I am going to create a one more class. Otherwise you can create another file also. So whatever the way is fine, you can able to do. So which means here I can say class, I will mention id comparator. Okay, so the name and all your wish, you can mention whatever the name you want. So id comparator implements, there is a interface called comparator. Okay, so open curly brace, close curly brace, fine. So in this comparator I need to tell for which class I am going to write the sorting. So in our case it is city class, correct? So I need to mention city actually here. That's it. So and one more thing you people know, whenever we are using implements, which means interface, interface means we need to override the method. I think this we saw in the basic Java also, which means if you go here, so whenever I am using the interface, I told you all the methods should have only definition, declaration only allowed actually here. Okay, so in the main class, okay, yeah, as you can see here, for interface should use implements actually here. And one more thing, whatever the method available in this interface should be override. Now with this concept, it is throwing the error. Now what we are going to do, we are just override the method, implement methods actually here. So let me add this one. So this is the method that I am going to write. Okay, so this integer compare will help you to compare the data. Okay, so you don't need to worry about the logic how you want to write. You can just simply use the one method. One shortcut is there. What is the shortcut? So if you want to perform the integer sorting, you can tell integer dot compare, and you need to pass the object o1 dot get id, o2 dot get id, which means it compares each and every object one by one. So if you are having a 10 numbers, all the 10 number will go through this sorting one by one. Okay, this is what the sorting actually here. So this method will get executes for 10 times based on the data that you are having. Okay, this is what the comparator method. Okay, so now what I am telling is I want to perform the sorting based on the id. That's what I mentioned, the id. So why I am using integer? Because the data type of the id is integer, so I am using an integer actually here. Okay, what is the use of custom data type? Yeah, Vignesh, I will tell you actually. Right. So now if I run the program, I need to use this one. So as of now I created the comparator. Let me use this one. So in order to use this comparator, I need to mention my, in the same function I need to mention comma new id comparator. Okay, so this is how you need to sort the custom data type. I will mention sort the custom data type. This is what the concept actually. This is very very important, because whenever you are going for interview, definitely they will ask this question actually here. Okay, so the reason behind this is whenever you are using a custom data type, then we need to go for our own comparator. The name and all your wish, as I mentioned this one, right? So all these things your wish, you can name it whatever the name that you want. So let me run the program. Now you will understand. So yes, so let me use this for loop here, because after the sorting, so you will, oh my god, yeah, can you see this one, right? So before, this is before sorting, which is 312. This is after sorting, which is 123. Okay, so this is how it works, which is custom data type of sorting. This comparator will help you to sort the custom data type of Java classes. Okay, so there is a question from Vignesh. Why we need a custom data type? It's a good question actually here. So that reason behind the custom data type is, as we all know, in integer, in Java, integer means it stores the integer data, correct? If I mention string means it stores the string data. If I mention long means it stores the long data. What if I need both these things? For example, I want to store both integer and string in a one variable. Different different way of variations. So I want to store both integer in string as a one variable. That is where this custom data type will come. Is it understandable? In a one object, I can able to store both integer string. So for example, I have a class called city in this place. So this city has both id and name. So if I want to create this one in a normal variable, normal the Java data type, it cannot be possible. So only Java has the concept called custom data type. So by with our own scenario, we can able to create it. Okay. So this is what the custom data type. Understand, right? So we can create with the different variations. We can create a classes and with the variables, and that variables we can able to set the data. Thank you. Yes. Others, anybody wants to ask any questions? Any questions? Okay. So now if you go to this example, yeah. So this one, this is sample 3. You can easily understand. Now it sort the data based on the ID. So accordingly, you can able to understand the things actually here. If suppose I want to sort this string data type, how to sort? Okay, so he is asking about how to perform the string data type sorting. So what you can do, you can create a one more comparator if you want to create. So I will call this as a name comparator. As I mentioned, the all these things your wish only. Okay, you can call it whatever you want. So you can call this as a name comparator and everything is fine. Here you need to mention, first you need to understand what is the data type of the name. So as we all know, it is a string actually here. Okay, then what I need to mention, there is a different method is there. So which means o1 dot get name, sorry, o1 get name. Okay, sorry, get name. For the string, it's a different thing. So dot compare to, as you can see, there is a method called compare to. So here I need to mention the another object get name. So this will help you to perform the sorting, and accordingly it just works. Okay, so maybe I will just give some different data because all this data is started with S. I will mention Z, I'll mention A, I'll mention some random. Okay, fine. So now this is before sorting, and here I will mention after sorting. Okay, so here I need to mention my new comparator. What is the comparator? It is the name comparator, correct? So I need to mention name comparator because now I want to perform the comparator based on the name. So let me run the program. You will understand what is the difference between the before sorting and after sorting. Yes, can you see here, right? So this is the output of before sorting. So some whatever the data that I have stored, it is in the same way, which is GZA. Now after name comparator, compare to, oh sorry, I did a mistake. As you can see here, I am using two objects. Here also I am using O2, here also I am using O2. So only it's not comparing. Let me use one here. Okay, yeah, this is how the error will come. So unknowingly we did some small mistakes. So it just this thing. Okay, yeah. So now as you can see here, yeah. So now this is the output of my real data, which is before sorting, and after sorting you can see here A, G, Z, which is based on the string sorting. It just happened actually here. Okay, so if you want, maybe I will add some things here. So as you can see here, now after sorting it will be like this, before sorting this would be like this actually here. Okay, so this concept is little more important in Java because whenever you are getting the data from database or somewhere, we need to perform some sorting. So that time this concept will be useful actually here. Yeah, thank you all also. Yes, yeah, any other queries guys from anyone? Okay, so there is a one more concept called comparable. Maybe just you guys can work out these concepts, because comparator, if you can understand, then other concept you will easily understand the comparator. So just understand this, try to implement this concept by your own, then we will go for the next one, because if I take everything in a single shot, it will be very tough for you to do. So we will see some more methods which is available in the collections. Okay, as of now, in terms of comparator, this is enough. There is a one more interface called comparable that we will see on tomorrow, but now we will see some other methods actually here. Okay, so back to our previous program. Okay, So in collections we have a lot of methods. Okay, so I told you in the intro session of the collections, so collections has lots of methods. So we will see what all the methods are available. So for example, okay, so let me let me comment this one because fine. So here now okay, so let me, I want to know uh, uh, whether the number 43 is exist or not in the list. Okay, so I want to know whether 43 is exist or not. So for that I have one method called index of, I think so, let's see, so I forget it. So yes, okay, so we can say println, I will mention list object dot index of, I think so, yes, this index of will help you to understand whether the particular element is available or not. Okay, in any element. So in my case it is integer array list, so I need to pass the integer actually here. So if I pass -2 here, I will mention something actually here, exist or not. Okay, so this is what I'm just adding something for our understanding. So let me run the program. Okay, exist or not, it's give me the output of -1. So -1 means the data is not available, which means I am trying to identify the data called 2, but in my list I'm not having the 2 here, which is I'm having 34, 43 and 400233. So if I want to find whether 34 is available, then if I run the program, you will easily understand it is 0. 0 means it is in the 0th index. It is here, sorry, it is exist actually here. So if I mention 43, it will give you 1 actually here. Okay, so if I run the program, you will easily understand that it is exist actually here. Okay, so if it is not exist, it gives you negative value. Any positive value, 0 also will be considered as a, the values exist actually here. Okay, so this is index of method. So now there is another method is there, so we will see another methods also, which is called contains method. Yeah, so there is a method called contains. This contains also will do the same thing, but it gives you true or false, that's it. Okay, so true or false, if it is exist it gives you true, otherwise it is false. Is it understandable? So true or false, if I run the program, you will understand. Yes, so it is telling it is true, which means the 43 is exist in my list, so it is giving true. In case if I try to find the 3 number, it is not exist, so it is throwing the error here. It is false actually here. False means the data is not exist in my list, so it is giving actually here. Okay, so index of means negative value, positive value. Contains means boolean, which is true or false actually here. Okay, yes, so any other queries? Shall we go for next one? Thank you. Fine, so like this we have lot of methods here. Remove, so remove means it will remove the particular number. For example, I want to remove 4233, this number I want to remove, then what will happen, this will be removed from my list. So I can say list object, if I run the program, oh okay, I need to mention the index, so 0 1 2. So now what will happen, yeah, so as we can see here, it is removed actually, which means the second index is removed actually. So now it has only 34 and 43. Can you see this one, right? So now it has only 2 data, so the second index will be removed actually here. Second index will be removed. Is it understandable? That's it. This is what the concept of this one. So we can move further. So let's go for next one. So get add all, add first. So this channel you guys try this one. Okay, is empty means you want to know whether the list is empty or not. Okay, so if it is empty, it gives you true, otherwise it is false. Okay, remove first, remove last, replace all these things will help you to do some things. So yes, okay, this stream concept we will see tomorrow, which is Java 8, which is very important concept for the modern for the current interview. So this we will see on tomorrow actually here. Okay, yes. So guys, yes, any doubts regarding this one, the list concept? So comparator as well as you people understood, so try to do this one. And this methods also, I have shown you only 3 different methods, but other methods also there. So try to implement it and let me know whether it is understandable or not. Okay,